Fellow Kenyans, on August 8th, millions of voters across the country braved long lines and adverse weather to confirm the key tenet of our Constitution. That is, all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. Millions of our youth voting for the first time, and Kenyans from all walks of life sought to express their right to vote with the confidence that our Constitution states that they were honoring those who heroically struggled to bring freedom and justice to our land. We believe that the more than 15 million Kenyans that turned out to vote did this with the strong conviction that American President Franklin Roosevelt had when he said, "Let us never forget that government is ourselves and not an alien power over us. The ultimate rulers of our democracy are not a president and senators and congressmen and government officials, but the voters of this country." End of quote. As the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission of Kenya, we committed ourselves from the outset to ensure that this second election since the enactment of the 2010 Constitution was conducted in a free, fair, and credible manner. The commissioners and our staff across the country, aware that this was the fifth election since the introduction of multi-party democracy in Kenya in 1991, were determined to make it historical. They worked tirelessly to prove that our democracy has matured and to build the confidence of our people in the established constitutional institutions. Countries around the world have been watching us closely, and we believe that we have a very strong case study to share with our counterparts in the continent and beyond. We are confident that the manner in which these elections were conducted has demonstrated that the Commission has matured and joined the ranks of mature electoral management bodies. In turn, the country has joined the family of mature democracies that are able to conduct and deliver credible and fair elections. This election saw over 19,611,423 million Kenyans register as voters, which is a 36% increase from the 2013 registered voters. Based on the data received, the Commission estimates voter turnout of 15,073,662, 15,073,602, representing 78.91% of registered voters. We would like to commend our fellow Kenyans for taking an active part in this historic vote. Thank you for your patriotic duty. By your participation in the elections, you have expressed your support for the policy of reforms in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish to emphasize that the 2017 general election was held in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya that guarantees the electoral rights of citizens. Our Constitution provides the Kenyan citizens the freedom of expression and respect for the principles of universal, equal, and direct suffrage by secret voting. On assuming office in January this year, this commission promised Kenyans that it will endeavor to deliver free, fair, and credible elections. We sought to do this through upholding integrity and professionalism, engaging with stakeholders, being transparent in all our processes, addressing electoral malpractices during the election, including firing election officials on election day, and strict enforcement of the Electoral Code of Conduct. Election technology is an issue I must touch on. Ladies and gentlemen, this election marks a major milestone in the history of our great country. This is the first time Kenya has successfully deployed the Kenya Integrated Election Management System, what we now call KIMS. And this was done nationally to facilitate an efficient voter registration, candidate registration, voter verification, and transmission of results. The new system integrated the existing biometric voter registration, biometric voter identification, electronic results transmission, political party, and candidate registration system. Despite a few technical hitches in its usage, we successfully managed to adopt a new innovative way of integrating voter identification and transmission of results. This is something we have never done as a commission in the Republic of Kenya, and for that, I would like to say a special thank you to each and every one of you for putting the confidence in us to deliver a credible election. Ladies and gentlemen, this year, like any other election year, we faced a number of challenges which we overcame in the quest to deliver a free, fair, and credible election. You may all be aware by now that over 200 court cases that the Commission had to deal with, delays in procurement of election materials and services. But through all this, the Commission remained focused in delivering its mandate. There are many lessons that we have learned from this electoral cycle that we believe will strengthen our institution, ranging from how to mitigate against the late delivery of election materials to ways of quicker transmission of election results. Allow me to express our greatest gratitude to all those who contributed to the successful completion of the 2017 elections. First and foremost, I want to thank the people of Kenya, our #1 stakeholder. You are entrusted as this honorable responsibility just 7 months to the election. To all our staff across the country and all our families for their sacrifices, I want to say thank you very much. To the staff, you have worked long hours and sometimes forgone sleep, particularly over the course of this week, to ensure that all the necessary steps proceed seamlessly. The overwhelming majority of you have demonstrated our core values of transparency and integrity. For your sacrifice and dedication, I and the country in general owe you our recognition and gratitude. And we are truly proud of all of you. All our stakeholders, including political parties, civil society organizations, candidates, state agencies, I believe that you will all agree with me that the Commission has been accessible and available to discuss issues of concern or that require clarification. In line with the Commission's policy of transparency, we have held numerous consultative meetings for which we express our appreciation. To our international observers and partners, especially the African Union, United Nations, IFES, Carter Center, NDI, Commonwealth Secretariat, East Africa Community, IGAD, European Union, and we are grateful for your support. We wish to express our special recognition to the election management bodies within the East African community, that's Ghana, South Africa, Namibia, and especially my dear friend, Professor Adanir Jega of Nigeria, for your wise counsel during this election cycle. The Commission accredited a record of a number of local and international observers. I'm pleased to note that all the accredited local and international observers unanimously agree that the 2017 elections were credible, fair, and peaceful. We thank the observers for their preliminary reports and look forward to their final reports, which will be incorporated in our post-election evaluation. We commend the local and international media for for the role they played in ensuring the openness and transparency of the election. We would also like to thank you for your patience as we relay the information here periodically before, during, and after the general election. According to the great American statesman, Abraham Lincoln, the best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. The average voter in the country spoke on the 8th of August. And today, we are honored to have been entrusted with this historic responsibility to give you the result of the 5-minute conversation with that average voter. Before we pronounce the result of the presidential election, we wish to remind you of the results management path in accordance with the law. The first step in the determination of the result in the presidential election is the counting or the tallying of the presidential votes, which is done by the presiding officer at the polling stations after the closing of voting. The result of the counting is then filled by the presiding officer in Form 34A, which he signs and is countersigned by the agents or candidates of political parties. Candidates of political parties. Once Form 3A is filled, then the presiding officer is required to key in the results in the GIMS gadget, scan the Form 34A, and send the two documents simultaneously to the constituency returning officer and to the National Tallying Center. The presidential result announced by the presiding officer is final. The constituency returning officer is then required to collect all the results from the Forms 34A, tally them, and record the aggregates of the votes cast in favor of each candidate in Form 34B. The returning officer then announces the result of the presidential election in respect of the constituency and electronically submits them to the National Tallying Center. The result announced by the constituency returning officer is final. Now, the only role of the commission at the National Tallying Center is to collect and tally the results from the 290 constituency returning officers as recorded in Form 34Bs, and then record the results in Form 34C. So that is our role, that's what we have been doing here. The chairman of the commission, as the returning officer in respect of the presidential elections, then announces the results of the presidential election. Where a candidate has met the constitutional threshold in Article 138(4) of the Constitution, that garnering 50% plus 1 of the total votes cast and 25% of the total votes cast in at least half the counties, then the chairman shall declare such a candidate as having been duly elected as President of the Republic of Kenya. By the powers vested in me under Article 138(10) of the Constitution of Kenya, allow me to provide you with, in total humility, with the final tally of the presidential election results. Now, these are the results from the counties. The law requires that I read all of them. And I'll start off with the county number 01, Mombasa. The registered number of voters, 580,644. The candidates' results are as follows. John Ekuru Okot, 430, representing 0.13%. Mohammed Abdubadida, 1,464, representing 0.43%. John Shikalanga Wajirongo, 150 votes, representing 0.04%. Jathet Kavinga Kaluyu, 334, representing 0.01%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 99,190, representing 28.97%. Michael Wainaina Maura, 689, representing 0.20%. Joseph William Nyaga, 1,271, representing 0.37%. Raila Odinga, 238,809, representing 69.76%. Total votes cast, 342,337, representing 100% of the valid votes. Total valid votes cast, 342,337, which is 100% of votes, which represent 100%. That means there were no spoiled votes. Kwale, county number 02, registered voters 281,102, John Okot 424, that's 0.23%, Mohammed Dida 375.20%, Shakalaka Kwachirongo 254, representing 0.14%, Japheth Kaluyu 348, representing 0.19%, Uhuru Kenyatta 43,694, representing 23.59%. Michael Wainaina 319, representing 0.17%. Japhet Nyaga 1,225, representing 0.66%. Raila Odinga 138,565, representing 74.82%. Total valid votes 185,204, that is 100% of the votes. Kilifi, county number 3, 508,425 registered voters. John Okot, Kuru Okot, 995, representing 0.30%. Mohammed Dida, 555, representing 1.7%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 415, representing 0.13%. Japhet Kaluyu, 555, representing 0.17%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 49,575, representing 15.12%. Michael Wainaina Maura, 393, representing 0.12%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,164, representing 0.36%. Raila Odinga, 274,179, representing 83.63%. Total valid votes, 327,831. Tana River, 118,338 registered voters. John Okot, 130, representing 0.15%. Mohammed Dida, 958, representing 1.10%. Shakalaka Chirongo, 82 votes, representing 0.09%. Japheth Kaluyu, 236, representing 0.27%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 40,115, representing 46.15%. Michael Wainaina, 65, representing 0.07%. Joseph Nyaga, 267, representing 0.31%. Raila Odinga, 45,067, representing 51.85%. Total valid votes, 86,920. Lamu, 69,793 registered voters. John Ekuru Okot, 114, representing 0.03% 3.23%. Mohammed Dida, 338.69%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 61.12%. Jatheth Kaluyu, 69.14%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 23,905, representing 48.57%. Michael Maura, 41.08%. Joseph Nyaga, 265, representing 0.54%. Raila Odinga, 24,421, representing 49.62%. Total valid votes, 49,000. 49,214. Now we go to Lamu. Have I read Lamu? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So where are we? All right, good. Commissioner Roslin always knows when I'm in trouble. Okay, this and this. Okay. Taita Taveta. Registered voters, 155,794. John Ekuru Okot, 353. That's 0.31%. Mohammed Abduba Dida, 158. That's 0.14%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 177, representing 0.16%. Jatheth Kaluyu, 169, representing 0.15%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 31,127, representing 27.62%. Michael Wainaina, 120, that's 0.11%. Joseph Nyaga, 589, that's 0.52%. Raila Odinga, 79,990, that's 70.99%. Garissa, 163,350 registered voters. John Ekuru Okot, 77, that's 0.07%. Mohammed Abduba Dida, 3,337, that's 2.95%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 105, that's 0.09%. Japheth Kaluyu, 117, 0.10%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 54,783. That's 48.38%. Michael Wainaina, 31, 0.03%. Joseph Nyaga, 430, 0.38%. Raila Odinga, 54,356, that's 48%. Now we move on to Wajir. Registered voters, 162,912. Joseph Ekuru Okot, 159. That's 0.13%. Mohammed Dida, 4,686. That's 3.95%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 73, 0.06%. Japheth Kaluyu, 143, 0.12%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 60,508, that's 50.98%. Michael Maura, 393, 0.33%. Japheth Nyaga, 364, 0.31%. Raila Odinga, 52,362, 44.12%. Next is Mandera, with the registered number of voters, 175,650. John Ekuru Okot, 86, 0.06%. Mohammed Abduba Dida, 4,574, 3.37%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 46, 0.03%. Japheth Kaluyu, 57.04%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 112, 456, 82.88%. Michael Wainaina, 213, 0.16%. Japheth Nyaga, 265, 0.20%. Raila Odinga, 17,984. That represents 13.25%. Marsabit, registered voters, 141,730. John Ekuru Okot, 353, that's 0.32%. Mohammed Dida, 1,270, 1.15%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 50, 0.05%. Japheth Kaluyu, 77, 0.07%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 92,696, representing 83.63%. Michael Wainaina, 63, 0.06%. Joseph Nyaga, 327, 0.30%. Raila Odinga, 16,003, that's 14.44%. Isiolo, 75,355 registered voters. John Ekuru Okot, 182, 0.34%. Mohammed Dida, 7,911, 14.62%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 36, 0.07%. Japheth Kaluyu, 31, 0.06%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 26,746, 49.43%. Michael Wainaina Maura, 25, 0.05%. Joseph Nyaga, 250, 0.46%. Raila Odinga, 18,931, 34.98%. Meru, registered voters, 702, 776. John Ekuru Okot, 1,180, that represents 0.22%. Mohammed Dida, 645, representing 0.12%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 498, representing 0.09%. Japheth Kaluyu, 773, representing 0.14%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 482,580, representing 88.82%. Michael Wainaina, 751, representing 0.14%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,000 298, representing 0.24%. Raila Odinga, 55,602, representing 10.23%. Tharaka Nithi, registered voters, 213, 157. John Kuru Okot, 361. Representing 0.21%. Mohammed Dida, 208, gives 0.12%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 221, 0.13%. Japheth Kaluyu, 340, 0.19%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 162,529, that's 93.15%. Michael Mwaura, 130, 0.07%. Joseph Nyaga, 332, representing 0.19%. And Raila Odinga, 10,355, representing 5.93%. Embu, registered voters, 309, 731. John Ekuru Okot, 486, that's 0.19%. Mohammed Dida, thank you. Let me just go in. John Ekuru Okot, Embu 486, 0.19%. Mohammed Dida 258, 0.10%. Shakalaka Jirongo 221, 0.09%. Japheth Kaluyu 243, 0.10%. Uhuru Kenyatta 231, 350, 92.10%. Michael Mwaura, 580, 0.23%. Joseph Nyaka, 495, 0.20%. Raila Odinga, 17,549, 6.99%. Kitui, 474,563 registered voters. John Ekuru Okot, 2,184, 0.61%. Mohammed Dida, 693, 0.19%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 889, 0.25%. Japheth Kaluyu, 980, 0.27%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 64,652, 17.98%. Michael Mwaura, 725, 0.0%. Joseph Nyaga, 2,144, 0.60%. Raila Odinga, 287, 293, that's 79.90%. Machakos, registered voters, 620, 363. John Ekuru Okot, 1,219, that's 0.26%. Mohammed Dida, 602, 0.13%. Shakalaka Chirongo, 669, 0.14%. Japheth Kaluyu, 817, 0.17%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 82,629, 17.59%. Michael Maura, 605, 0.13%. Joseph Nyaga, 3,106, 0.66%. Raila Odinga, 380,000, 0.18, representing 80.91%. Makueni, 423,434 registered voters. John Ekur Okot, 793, 0.24%. Mohamed Dida, 408, 0.12%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 403, 0.12%. Japheth Kaluyu, 355, 0.11%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 27,388, 8.24%. Michael Maura, 255, 0.08%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,733, 0.52%. Raila Odinga, 301, 126, 90.57%. Nyandarua, registered voters, 355,696. John Ekuru Okot, 152, 0.05%. Mohamed Dida, 88, 0.03%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 66, 0.02%. Japheth Kaluyu, 120, 0.04%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 286,593, 98.99%. Michael Maura, 96, 0.03%. Joseph Nyaga, 113, 0.04%. Raila Odinga, 2,286, 0.79%. Nyeri, registered voters, 457, 197. John Ekuru Okot, 479, 0.12%. Mohamed Dida, 226, 0.06%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 148, 0.04%. Japheth Kaluyu, 581, 0.15%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 389, 410, 98.35%. Michael Maura, 157, 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga, 200, 0.05%. Raila Odinga, 4,735, 1.20%. Kirinyaga, registered voters, 349,970. John Okot, 329, 0.11%. Mohamed Dida, 130, 0.04%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 103, 0.03%. Japheth Kaluyu, 197, 0.07%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 297, 652, 98.61%. Michael Maura, 127, 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga, 198, 0.07%. Raila Odinga, 3,120, 1.03%. Muranga, registered voters, 587, 222. John Ekuru Okot, 492, 0.10%. Mohamed Dida, 210, 0.04%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 144, 0.03%. Japheth Kaluyu, 226, 0.04%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 498,248, 97.89%. Michael Maura, 206, 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga, 358, 0.07%. Raila Odinga, 9,122, 1.79%. Kiambu, registered voters, 1,181,076. John Ekur Okot, 761 votes, 0.08%. Mohammed Dida, 344, 0.03%. Shakalaka Chirongo, 154, 0.02%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 1,028, 0.10%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 912,588, 92.63%. Michael Maura, 320, 0.03%. Joseph Nyaga, 767, 0.08%. Raila Odinga, 69,190, 7.02%. Turkana, registered voters, 191,435. John Ekur Okot, 695, 0.43%. Mohammed Dida, 149, 0.09%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 132, 0.08%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 166, 0.10%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 62,611, 38.91%. Michael Maura, 146, 0.09%. Joseph Nyaga, 677, representing 0.42%. Raila Odinga, 96,336, 59.87%. West Pokot, registered voters, 180,241. John Ekur Okot, 288, 0.19%. Mohammed Dida, 114, 0.08%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 94, 0.06%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 269, 0.18%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 97,620, 64.61%. Michael Maura, 99, 0.07%. Joseph Nyaga, 482, 0.32%. Raila Odinga, 52,120, 34.50%. Samburu, 82,794 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 251, 0.39%. Mohammed Dida, 33, 0.05%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 25, 0.04%. Jafeth Kalui, 74, 0.12%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 31,746, 49.64%. Michael Maura, 19, 0.03%. Joseph Nyaga, 189, 0.30%. Raila Odinga, 31,615, 49.44%. Trans Nzoia, registered voters, 339,715. John Ekur Okot, 736, 0.30%. Mohammed Dida, 288, 0.12%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 312, 0.13%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 333, 0.13%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 110, 489, 44.60%. Michael Maura, 225, 0.09%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,031, 0.42%. Raila Odinga, 134, 312, 54.22%. Uasin Gishu, registered voters, 450,159. John Ekur Aukot, 456, that's 0.13%. Mohamed Dida, 315, 0.09%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 110, 0.03%. Japheth Kaluyu, 570, 0.17%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 265, 704, 77.79%. Michael Maura, 1,060, 0.31%. Joseph Nyaga, 982, 0.29%. Raila Odinga, 72,378, 21.19%. Elgeyo Marakwet, 180,679 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 225, 0.15%. Mohamed Dida, 130, 0.09%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 86, 0.06%. Japheth Kaluyu, 105, 0.07%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 138,634, 94.63%. Michael Maura, 78, 0.05%. Joseph Nyaga, 147, 0.10%. Raila Odinga, 7,102, 4.85%. Nandi, 346, 102. John Ekuru Aukot, 420, 0.16%. Mohamed Abduba Dida, 263, 0.10%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 226, 0.08%. Joseph Kaluyu, 243, 0.09%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 235, 243, 86.84%. Michael Maura, 155, 0.06%. Joseph Nyaga, 497, 0.18%. Raila Odinga, 33,848, 12.49%. Baringo, 232,311 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 347, that is 0.18%. Mohamed Dida, 189, 0.10%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 79, 0.04%. Japheth Kaluyu, 262, 0.14%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 161, 423, 84.78%. Michael Maura, 114, 0.06%. Joseph William Nyaga, 249, 0.13%. Raila Odinga, 27,748, giving 14.57%. Laikipia, 246, 693 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 331, 0.17%. Mohamed Dida, 142, 0.07%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 85, 0.04%. Japheth Kaluyu, 84, 0.04%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 177,772, 89.11%. Michael Maura, 90, 0.05%. Joseph Nyaga, 304, 0.15%. Raila Odinga, 20,694, 10.37%. Nakuru, 949,971 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 835, 0.11%. Mohamed Dida, 423, 0.06%. Shakalaka Jirongo 216, 0.03%. Japheth Kaluyu 885, 0.12%. Uhuru Kenyatta 639, 297, 84.74%. Michael Maura 299, 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga 1,593, 0.21%. Raila Odinga 110,857, 14.69%. Narok, registered voters 341, 761. John Ekuru Aukot 344, 0.12%. Mohammed Dida 146, 0.05%. Shakalaka Jirongo 117, 0.04%. Japheth Kaluyu 427, 0.15%. Uhuru Kenyatta 149,376, 52.98%. Michael Maura 301, 0.11%. Joseph Nyaga 1,890, 0.67%. Raila Odinga 129,360, 45.88%. Kajiado 411, 267. John Ekuru Aukot 264, 0.08%. Mohammed Dida 168, 0.05%. Shakalaka Jirongo 63, 0.02%. Japheth Kaluyu 78, 0.02%. Uhuru Kenyatta 186,481, 57.15%. Michael Maura 89, 0.03%. Joseph Nyaga 727, 0.22%. Raila Odinga 138,405, 42.42%. Kericho 375,691 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot 585, 0.20%. Mohammed Dida 295, 0.10%. Shakalaka Jirongo 216, 0.07%. Japheth Kaluyu 203, 0.07%. Uhuru Kenyatta 272,974, 92.78%. Michael Maura 131, 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga 363, 0.12%. Raila Odinga 19,448, 6.61%. Bomet 322,024 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot 670, 0.25%. Mohammed Dida 323, 0.12%. Shakalaka Jirongo 269, 0.10%. Japheth Kaluyu 217, 0.08%. Uhuru Kenyatta 229, 599, 87.04%. Michael Maura 173, 0.07%. Joseph Nyaga 704, 0.27%. Raila Odinga 31,822, 12.06%. Kakamega 743,929 registered voters. John Okot 1,579, 0.29%. Mohammed Dida 602, 0.11%. Shakalaka Jirongo 1,246, 0.23%. Japheth Kaluyu 636, 0.11%. Uhuru Kenyatta 63,399, 11.46%. Michael Maura 461, 0.08%. Joseph Nyaga 2,297, 0.42%. Raila Odinga 483,157, 87.31%. Vihiga 272,415 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 553, 0.28%. Mohamed Dida, 337, 0.17%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 418, 0.21%. Japheth Kaluyu, 264, 0.13%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 18,275, 9.12%. Michael Maura, 226, 0.11%. Joseph Nyaka, 1,179, 0.59%. Raila Odinga, 179, 140, 89.39%. Bungoma, registered voters, 559,866. John Ekuru Aukot, 1,739, 0.42%. Mohamed Dida, 728, 0.17%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 1,107, 0.26%. Japheth Kaluyu, 825, 0.20%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 126,475, 30.21%. Michael Maura, 884, 0.21%. Joseph Nyaga, 2,068, 0.49%. Raila Odinga, 284,786, 68.03%. Busia, 351,087 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 388, 0.14%. Mohamed Dida, 190, 0.07%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 244, 0.09%. Japheth Kaluyu, 195, 0.07%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 34,239, 12.42%. Michael Maura, 237, 0.09%. Joseph Nyaga, 847, 0.31%. Raila Odinga, 239, 296, representing 86.82%. Shire, registered voters, 457,957. John Ekuru Aukot, 146, 0.04%. Mohamed Dida, 54, 0.01%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 34, 0.01%. Japheth Kaluyu, 61, 0.02%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 2,494, 0.66%. Michael Maura, 46, 0.01%. Joseph Nyaka, 533, 0.14%. Raila Odinga, 375, 712, 99.11%. Kisumu, registered voters, 539, 932. John Ekuru Aukot, 184, 0.05%. Mohamed Dida, 140, 0.04%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 69, 0.02%. Japheth Kaluyu, 90, 0.02%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 7,411, 1.96%. Michael Maura, 39, 0.01%. Joseph William Nyaga, 1,007, 0.27%. Raila Odinga, 369,963, 97.64%. Homa Bay, registered voters, 476, 932. John Ekuru Aukot, 94, 0.02%. Mohamed Dida, 58, 0.01%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 23, 0.01%. Japheth Kaluyu, 20, representing 0%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 1,960, 0.49%. Michael Maura, 39, 0.01%. Joseph Nyaga, 453, 0.11%. Raila Odinga, 400,359, 99.34%. Migori, registered voters, 388,700. John Ekuru Okot, 283, 0.09%. Mohammed Dida, 148, 0.05%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 151, 0.05%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 126, 0.04%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 46,112, 14.31%. Michael Maura, 158, 0.05%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,122, 0.35%. Raila Odinga, 274,161, 85.07%. Kisii, 546,682 registered voters. John Ekuru Aukot, 1,442, representing 0.36%. Mohammed Dida, 631, 0.16%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 667, 0.17%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 913, 0.23%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 174,213, 43.16%. Michael Maura, 825, 0.20%. Joseph Nyaga, 1,819, representing 0.45%. Raila Odinga, 223, 155, representing 55.28%. Nyamira, 270. Jafeth Kaluyu, 286, 0.14%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 106,508, 52%. Michael Maura, 340, 0.17%. Joseph Nyaga, 983, 0.48%. Raila Odinga, 95,227, 46.49%. Nairobi, 2,251,929 registered voters. John Ekuru Okot, 1,944, representing 0.12%. Mohammed Dida, 2,490, representing 0.15%. Shakalaka Jirongo, 321, 0.02%. Jafeth Kaluyu, 1,354, 0.08%. Uhuru Kenyatta, 791,291, 48.55%. Michael Maura, 715, representing 0.04%. Joseph Nyaga, 2,953, representing Joseph Nyaga, 0.18%. Raila Odinga, 828,826. Representing 50.85%. I'm about finished. Those who are asleep can now wake up. Thank you. Okay. Now we have count number 48. That's the diaspora. 4,393. John Ekuru Aukot, 8, 0.28%. Mohamed Dida, 5, 0.18%. Shakalaka Jirongo, nil. Japheth Kaluyu, nil. Uhuru Kenyatta, 1,504, 52.88%. Michael Maura, 4, 0.14%. Joseph Nyaga, 2, 0.07%. Raila Odinga, 1,321, representing 46.45%. The total number of registered voters, 19,611,423.